Girls of Reddit, what is the most obvious sign you gave to a guy and he didn't get it? I had the opposite once. I went on a date with a pretty young lady who, after dessert, leaned forward and asked me in a quiet tone if I would like to go back to her place and play her mandolin. Then she meant it. I got a free 30-minute mandolin lesson. Well, this happened to me as a guy. She was on my bed and looked at me dead in the eye and said, "People tell me I give great blowjobs." And I looked at her straight-faced and said, "Nice, good for you." She had the most disappointed face I've ever seen a woman have. Jesus Christ, mate, if your dick is as thick as your head, she missed out on a huge opportunity. With my boyfriend, on our first date he didn't give me a kiss and left, and I just said, "What? No kiss?" And he just awkwardly laughed and walked away. I thought I blew it or something. Second date, he asked me to his apartment. I asked if I could take my pants off since they were uncomfortable, and we laid on the bed watching a movie. I had my leg over his body and left leaning in close for a kiss, and he didn't kiss me. He finally kissed me when I was about to leave and was in the middle of talking when he did it. LMAO. Once I invited someone to take a bath with me, and like 3 weeks later they were like, "Wait, were you flirting with me? Lol." After a class in university, a girl who I had already pointed out to a friend I thought she was hot came up to me and said, "Your name's so and so, you're in my class. How did you get so smart?" I was stunned, like a deer in headlights. I replied, "I watch a lot of TV. Why do I love this?" My now fiancé told me he liked me, and I told him I wanted to get to know him. We went on a date, and at the end of the night we kissed and arranged a second date. I told him later that night that I liked him back. After a few days he messaged me, "But do you mean like as a friend, or do we like each other the same way? I'm sorry, but you have to spell it out for me. I don't want to get the wrong impression." Hey, give it to the man for getting straight to the point. And it worked. Guy here. Sophomore year of college, me and this girl had an economics class where every week we had to take those little 10-question quizzes. One day we are walking out together and she goes, "I found all the answers to the quizzes on Quizlet. I'd send them to you, but I don't have your number." And I said, "Oh, they're on Quizlet, huh?" And walked off towards my next class. Talk about missing the forest for the trees. I'm a guy. I'll give you one from middle school. 7th grade me, talking to a bunch of kids on the last day of school, including a cute 8th grade girl who I had gym with. As I leave, she yells, "Hey, Jargon 832. I don't have your number." To which I reply, "Yay, I don't have yours either. Bye." I'm going to lie and say I instantly regretted it. Something similar happened to me too. A girl came up to me in 8th grade gym class and asked for my number. But although I quickly recognized her intentions, I felt obligated to reject her because my family was about to move away the following week from the exciting suburb to some dumb hick redneck town an hour north, and at the time I didn't think LDRs were worth it. Girl I worked with when I was 18 or 19 ran her finger up and down the button-up shirt seam where the buttons are, said, "I always wanted to ride in a Mustang. I owned a classic one, 1965, and I was like, oh cool. Yeah, that'd be fun. I can give you a lift home after work if you want." And then I did, and she was all, "You want to come up and watch a movie?" And that's when I hit deep clueless nerd and said, "I would, but I'm meeting some friends to play D&D. Yeah, peak nerd. Looks like you rolled a 1 there, pal." I had a female acquaintance I got high and watched movies with. She came over in a sheer tank top and no bra. I took no hints and kept my eyes on her face because my mommy taught me not to stare. I think she got fed up because I did not see her again after that. It's okay, bro. My mom taught me the same thing. I literally told him, "I think you're cute, we should date," and he didn't even blink. Fast forward 4 years and he texted me if I was serious back then. I said yes. Then he felt like an idiot because he had a huge crush on me too. We are best friends now though. I'm a guy, but many moons ago as I was leaving her apartment late one night, "Girl, you don't want to spend the night?" Me, "Why? I live like 2 blocks from here." I went home. She was pissed. Now married almost 8 years. There were rumors in my store that I liked one guy and that he liked me back. but we were too stupid to admit it to each other. One day I was fed up with all of this and decided to take action. So in front of everyone I shouted at him from the opposite side of the department, "Ehe name I like you okay?" He turned and shouted back, "Thank you." We dated for 3 months, then we broke up. I can just imagine that look on his face when he turned around suddenly and just said, "8" with the most dumbest expression on his face, lol. I'm not a girl, but many years ago a girl once told me she was a diagnosed nymphomaniac, that she absolutely needed to have sex when she was horny, and that she was horny right then. As we hung out alone together in my band's practice space, which had a great big couch in it, I asked her questions about the psychology and then offered her a ride home. I figured it out days later when another girl told me how fucking oblivious I was. I knew a chick like that. She proceeded to bite my face like a rabid squirrel. I met a cute guy in college and we started texting a lot. Our school used to host 19+ themed club nights on campus every Thursday night, and one of those nights, the guy texted me and asked if I was planning on going. I hadn't planned on it, but was hoping the guy would invite me to go with him. So I said something like, "No, I always want to go, but none of my friends are 19 yet, so I have no one to go with." He said, "Oh, that's too bad. Have a good night." Eventually, he caught onto my flirting, and we've been dating for 3.5 years now. He still insists that there was nothing wrong with his response. I'm not a girl, but the idiot guy. I had just met the best friend of my best mate's girlfriend. She got more physical throughout the night to a point where she was constantly touching me, and while we were at a strip club, her idea, she suggested we leave as my best mate and his girlfriend had disappeared. We were both a bit drunk at this point and decided to get a cab home. When the cab pulled up at her place, she asked if I wanted to stay the night and she would drive me home in the morning. Me, being the polar opposite of Stephen Hawking, said, "Nah, it's fine. My place is only a few minutes away." Once I got back to my place, the driver asked if I was gay and everything hit me at once. Ended up back at her place a few weeks later after my mate explained just how dumb I am. Damn, you know it's bad when the cab driver asks if you're gay. Not so much that he didn't get it, as that he was just very innocent and adorable. Back in middle school we were hanging out and I said, "If you were to kiss me right now, I wouldn't stop you." To which he opened his eyes wide and said, "What, really?" I nodded and he kissed me on the cheek and blushed. Nothing came of it, but years later he mentioned that he realized what I meant a few days after our hangout and was so embarrassed, he assumed he had missed his chance. A number of years ago, invite cute boy to stay overnight. Encourage cute boy into twin size bed. Take clothes off. Crawl into bed naked, aggressive naked cuddle. I swear to God, at this point he actually still asked, "So, just making sure, I don't want to assume this is a signal that you would like to have sex now, right? Sweetheart, you get a gold consent awareness star for checking, and also wow, yes, obviously." Geez, edit. To be clear, this is a cute funny story applicable to the question. It is not, in any way, intended to imply that he was wrong for asking. And yes, I did verify he was comfy with it before getting naked, of course. I don't know what aggressive naked cuddling is, but I do know that's exactly what the fuck I need in my life right now.